Good evening. The high-stakes electoral battle will begin unfolding with phase 1 of polling for Lok Sabha polls tomorrow. Polling will take place for 91 Lok Sabha seats across 18 states and 2 union territories. Simultaneously, voting will also take place for single-phase assembly elections in Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and for 28 out of 147 seats in Odisha tomorrow. Our reporters will join us from different parts of the country to give us a sense of the electoral battle in states and preparations for tomorrow's polling. In focus tonight is Mandate 2019, stage set for phase 1 voting. That and other major national, international, business and sports news in Newsnight tonight. I'm Manun Bhattacharya. First up, the headlines. Polling to take place on 91 Lok Sabha seats across 20 states and union territories. Preparations in place for free and fair polling. Chief Election Commissioner appeals for high voter turnout to strengthen democracy. Picks up pace for subsequent phases. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses 3 election rallies in Gujarat and Goa. PM lashes out at opponents, says Rahul Gandhi is burdened with father's Bofor's sins and wishes to wash Bofor's stain on father by levelling allegations on others, accuses the Congress of complicity in Tughlaq Road electoral scam. Congress President Rahul Gandhi files nomination from Amethi Lok Sabha seat, holds a roadshow with sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in Gauriganj, addresses a poll rally in Katihar in Bihar, terms Congress's Nyay promise as a surgical strike on poverty, hits out at the Mamata Banerjee government in a rally in West Bengal. Major setback to Congress in Gujarat. MLA Alpesh Thakur quits Congress. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu sits on a dharna against the Election Commission for posting out officials. Campaigning picks up in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Supreme Court denies bail to Lalu Prasad for campaigning. BJP President Amit Shah addresses 2 rallies in UP, levels serious allegations against SP-BSP RLD alliance. Smriti Irani addresses a rally in Amethi. Arun Jaitley hits out at opponents through a blog. Face of Gujjar agitation, Kirori Singh Baisla joins BJP. Supreme Court dismisses the centre's preliminary objections, allows admissibility of leaked documents in the Rafale deal as evidence for re-examining the review petitions filed against the Supreme Court's December judgment in the Rafale deal. Supreme Court dismisses government's claim of privilege over the leaked documents. Congress hits out at BJP even as BJP hits back with equal measure. Election Commission bars biopic material related to any political or individual entity from being displayed in electronic media, including cinema, during the operation of the Model Code of Conduct. The directive stops the release of films like NTR Lakshmi, PM Narendra Modi and Udyama Sinham. Benjamin Netanyahu looks set to be the Prime Minister of Israel for a 5th term. Alliance led by his Likud party emerges as the single largest. PM Modi congratulates him on Twitter. Virat Kohli and Smriti Mandhana are Wisden's leading cricketers in the world. Indian captain Virat Kohli named the leading cricketer in the world by the Wisden Cricketers Almanac for the 3rd time in a row. So our top focus tonight is that electioneering has picked up pace for subsequent phases of elections, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed 3 election rallies in Gujarat and Goa. Here's what the thrust of his campaign speeches was.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi held 2 rallies in Gujarat and 1 in Goa a day ahead of the first phase of polling. In Junagadh, the Prime Minister accused the Congress of a Tughlaq Road election scam where money meant for the poor, pregnant women was looted from people. This comes soon after IT raids at 1 Tughlaq Road, the residence of Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath. He said initially Karnataka was the ATM of the Congress. Now Madhya Pradesh has become its new ATM.
तुगलक रोड चुनावी घोटाला, कांग्रेस गरीब बच्चों के मुंह से निवाला छीन करके, उनको मिलने वाले आहार को छीन करके अपने नेताओं का पेट भर रही है। पैसा कहां से कहां जा रहा था, किसके घर से निकला, कहां पहुंचा, सब मीडिया में छन छन करके खबर आ रहा है।
His next stop was Songar in Saurashtra. Here too, he targeted the Congress on the corruption front. The Prime Minister said that Sardar Patel would have rejected the Congress manifesto as a pack of lies. He also hit out at the Mahagathbandhan that has come together with the sole aim of Modi Hatao. In Goa, the Prime Minister recalled Manohar Parrikar's tenure as a defence minister. He said the foundation for a new culture where India can enter the homes of enemies to kill them was laid with the surgical strikes. He contrasted this culture with the Congress tenure that saw kickbacks in Bofor's acquisition and Quattrochi being allowed to flee.
हेलीकॉप्टर घोटाले में खूब दलाली चली, तरीका वही था, बफर्स वाला ही। मिशेल मामा जैसे दलालों को विदेश भगा दिया गया कि क्वात्रोची को जैसे भगाया था वैसे ही ये मामला भी दब जाएगा। इनको ये जरा भी एहसास नहीं था कि कोई चौकीदार आएगा।
PM said in 10 years, Goa saw 13 chief ministers. During this period, Goa used to be in the news for dynasty and corruption. The BJP has brought Goa on a new track and it can be credited to Parrikar and his team. With Sudhir Yadav, Meghna Dev and Arun Sharma. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
There was more political activity in poll season. BJP President Amit Shah addressed 2 rallies in Uttar Pradesh, levelling serious allegations against the BSP-SP RLD alliance. Smriti Irani addressed a rally in Amethi. Arun Jaitley hit out at the opponents to a blog, even as the face of Gujjar agitation, Kirori Singh Baisla, joined BJP.
BJP National President Amit Shah has given a boost to the Bharatiya Janata Party campaign by holding massive rallies. On Wednesday, he addressed 2 rallies in Kasganj and Firozabad, where he hit out at the opposition. Amit Shah said, until now, Mayawati and Akhilesh would not see eye to eye, but now have come together to defeat the BJP. He claimed after the elections their alliance will break. Amit Shah also took a jibe at the Congress on the issue of national security.
10 साल तक ये राहुल बाबा की पार्टी की सरकार चलती थी, सोनिया मनमोहन की सरकार चलती थी। पाकिस्तान से आलिया, मालिया, जमालिया घुस जाते थे, घुसकर बम धमाके करते थे, अपने जवानों के सर काट कर ले जाते थे, कोई नहीं बोलता था। अभी पुलवामा में सीआरपीएफ पर हमला किया, हमारे 40 जवान शहीद हो गए। जवानों की 13वीं के दिन ही मोदी जी ने एयरफोर्स को हुक्म दिया, हमारे विमान पाकिस्तान के घर में घुसकर आतंकवादियों के अड्डे पर बम गिराकर उनके फुर्चे उड़ाकर वापिस आ गए।
Late in the evening, Amit Shah reached Bengaluru and held a roadshow which was attended by people in large numbers. Union Minister Smriti Irani is in Amethi, where she held a series of rallies taking on Rahul Gandhi.
15 सालों में अमेठी के परिवारों का भविष्य, परिवारों के सपने को चकनाचूर करने वाले राहुल गांधी पर क्या अमेठी दोबारा विश्वास करेगी? एक लापता सांसद क्या अमेठी दोबारा चाहती है?
Smriti Irani will file her nomination from Amethi on Thursday. Meanwhile, Union Minister Arun Jaitley lashed out at the opposition for crying vendetta politics in a blog. The minister wrote, Jaitley said, and I quote, "It has become a growing culture of the opposition parties to call any action against corruption as political vendetta. Legitimate action against corruption is no vendetta, as claim of vendetta has never been a legitimate defense in corruption. There could be no bigger hypocrisy than this, that those inflicting injustice on poor children, pregnant women and economically weaker sections of society by depriving them of their rightful government assistance have the audacity to speak of nyay." Meanwhile, leaders are continuing to join the BJP. The Gujjar leader from Rajasthan, Kirodi Singh Bansla, and his son Vijay Bansla joined the Bharatiya Janata Party on Wednesday in the presence of Union Minister Prakash Javadekar and MP Anil Baluni at the BJP headquarters. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Congress President Rahul Gandhi filed his nomination from Amethi Lok Sabha seat after holding a roadshow with sister Priyanka in Gauriganj. He addressed a poll rally in Katihar in Bihar, terming Congress's Nyay promise as a surgical strike on poverty. He also hit out at the Mamata Banerjee government in a rally in West Bengal, and in a major setback to Congress in Gujarat, MLA Alpesh Thakur quit the Congress, even as Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu sat on a dharna against the Election Commission.
As the massive election juggernaut for Lok Sabha 2019 rolls forward, all political parties are engaged in frenzied campaigning. Top leaders are crisscrossing the country addressing election rallies, while the nomination filing process continues apace. Congress chief Rahul Gandhi filed his nomination from Amethi on Wednesday. Present on the occasion with him were his sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and mother Sonia Gandhi. Rahul later thanked the people of Amethi.
अभी मैंने अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया है। इससे पहले मैंने वायनाड में नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया। तो सबसे पहले मैं अमेठी की जनता और वायनाड की जनता को दिल से
After having represented the constituency for nearly 15 years, Rahul is being challenged in traditional Gandhi family bastion Amethi for the second time around by BJP candidate and Union Minister Smriti Irani. He has also filed his nomination from Wayanad in Kerala. After Amethi, Rahul went on to address a rally in Katihar where he launched a stinging attack on the Modi government over alleged irregularities in the Rafale deal and challenged PM Modi to a debate on the issue of corruption.
20% सबसे गरीब परिवारों के बैंक अकाउंट में 5 साल के अंदर कांग्रेस पार्टी 3,60,000 रुपए डाल देगी। जिनकी भी आमदनी 12,000 रुपए प्रति महीना से कम है, भाई और बहनों, आपके बैंक अकाउंट में 72,000 रुपए साल का जा रहा है। योजना का नाम न्याय योजना।
Meanwhile, in a big jolt to the Congress in Gujarat, party MLA Alpesh Thakur resigned from the party. Alpesh has been a prominent face of the OBC community in Gujarat and stood for elections from the Patan seat just before the Vidhan Sabha elections in 2017.
हमारी लड़ाई 1 साल से हो रही है। 1 साल से हमारे साथ दुर्व्यवहार हो रहा है। 1 साल से हमें अपमानित किया जा रहा है मेरे लड़कों को। मैं मेरे लिए नहीं आया हूँ। मुझे मान लीजिए मैं राष्ट्रीय सचिव हूँ, मुझे एमएलए बनाऊँ तो बहुत कुछ मिला मान लीजिए, पर मेरे लड़कों की बात होती है तो मेरे लड़कों का सम्मान नहीं है, परिवार भावना नहीं है, बार-बार।
In Karnataka, Chief Minister H.D. Kumarasamy campaigned for son Nikhil, who is standing for election from Mandya. Down south in Tamil Nadu, DMK Chief M.K. Stalin campaigned in Tuticorin, while PMK Sam Paul was seen wooing voters at a rally in Chennai Central. In Andhra Pradesh, meanwhile, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu sat on dharna outside the CEC office in Amaravati, protesting the transfer of a number of officials by the Election Commission.
He has transferred all some of my DG intelligence, CS, 3 SPs, and so many people. Even from Delhi, SI, CI, they are transferring. What is the fun? I cannot understand.
Back in New Delhi, too, a group of TMC leaders met the Election Commission to submit a memorandum on West Bengal police transfers.
का डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को नाम बुलाकर बोला, धमकी दिया और बोला यहाँ से ट्रांसफर होगा। और क्या हुआ कुछ बिहार में? कल 48 घंटा आगे वो पुलिस ऑफिसर ट्रांसफर हो गया।
In Srinagar, in Jammu and Kashmir, Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah addressed an election rally in which he said the Jammu and Kashmir issue is political in nature and a dialogue between India and Pakistan is the only way out. He even appreciated Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's statement on the matter.
हम हर एक के बैंक अकाउंट पर डालेंगे 15 लाख, वो भी नहीं हुआ। क्या हम पेट्रोल और डीजल की कीमत कम करेंगे, वो भी नहीं हुआ।
All in all, election fever is rising, and in states where assembly elections are being held simultaneously, the tempo is even more frenzied. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
The fate of 1,279 candidates will be sealed in EVM machines on Thursday, with the first phase of polling kicking off tomorrow morning. Extensive polling and security arrangements have been put in place for the first phase. Besides polling for 91 Lok Sabha seats, polling for 4 state assemblies of Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh will also be held simultaneously. Here's a detailed look at the arrangements made for the first phase of polling.
The buoyant mood in the four corners of the country, showing the readiness of India for the festival of democracy. Voting would start from Thursday morning in 91 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats. In most of the constituencies, polling would take place from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The polling schedule will be different for left-wing extremism affected areas and the northeastern states. Poll preparations are complete for the first phase and lakhs of polling personnel have been deployed for the first phase. Adequate security personnel, including central and state police forces, have been deployed to ensure free and fair polling.
As you are aware, tomorrow is the first phase of the elections to Lok Sabha. This is to make an earnest and fervent appeal to each one of you that you kindly cast your ballot fearlessly, independently tomorrow.
All Lok Sabha seats in Telangana will also go to polls in the first phase. In Andhra Pradesh, assembly elections are simultaneously taking place with the Lok Sabha elections. 1/3 of the total of 45,959 polling stations in Andhra Pradesh are sensitive.
197 कंपनीज हमको पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स केंद्र से आई हुई है और हमारे राज्य सरकार की पुलिस, इसके साथ साथ हम कुछ एनसीसी, एनएसएस, एक्स सर्विसमैन इनका भी उपयोग कर रहे हैं। तो हम लोग पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं और हम लोग किसी भी हालत में फ्री, फेयर और पीसफुल इलेक्शन करवाएंगे।
In Chhattisgarh, where the Naxal-affected Bastar Lok Sabha seat will go to polls on Thursday, the Election Commission made it clear that polling will go as per schedule. 5 persons, including BJP MLA Bhima Mandavi, were killed in a Naxal attack in Dantewada on Tuesday. The poll watchdog has appealed to the people to participate in the poll process in large numbers.
सुरक्षा बढ़ाने बाबत जो चर्चा है, जो डिसीजंस हैं, वो पुलिस के उच्च पदस्थ अधिकारियों के साथ चर्चा करके वो कराए जा रहे हैं। जो भी आवश्यक कदम होंगे उसको लिए जाएंगे। चुनाव तिथि में परिवर्तन फिलहाल कोई भी विचार नहीं है, वो यथा समय रहेगा। इसमें कोई संशय की स्थिति नहीं बननी चाहिए। मतदान का प्रक्रिया अपनी जगह है। मैं सभी वोटर्स से, छत्तीसगढ़ के नागरिकों से अपील करना चाहूँगा कि इस भय के वातावरण में नहीं आते हुए मतदान का अपना अधिकार, अपना हक का उपयोग करें।
In Uttar Pradesh, where polling will take place for 8 Lok Sabha seats, poll parties completed the final preparations and checked all the machines and equipment. 1.5 crore voters will be able to exercise their franchise in UP in the first phase, for which 6,716 polling stations with 16,581 polling booths have been set up. In the northeast, the stage is set for polling in Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Nagaland.
हमारे 283 क्रिटिकल पोलिंग स्टेशन हैं और 225 वनरेबल हैं। ये हमने बड़े ध्यान से, काफ़ी देर से इसको समीक्षा करके चुना है। इन सब पर हम सेंट्रल फोर्सेस तैनात करेंगे। उसके लिए हमारे पास 90 कंपनीज, सीआरपीएफ, बीएसएफ, स्टेट आर्म पुलिस, आरपीएफ, असम से भी आए हैं, मिजोरम से भी आए हैं, उनको हम डिप्लॉय करेंगे। अलग अलग डिप्लॉयमेंट स्केल्स है, वो सारा कुछ प्रबंध हो चुका है।
हमारे बॉर्डरिंग एरियाज है, वहाँ रहता है, तो उसी हिसाब से प्लान्स ही बनाए जाते हैं। सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट एसपी ने डिस्ट्रिक्ट इलेक्शन ऑफिसर के साथ मिलकर एक प्लान बनाया हुआ है और हम लोगों ने पुराने जो इलेक्शंस के वक्त उस समय जो कुछ घटनाएं हैं या उस एरिया की जो अभी सेंसिटिविटी है उसके हिसाब से प्लान बना हुआ है। तो वो भी हमारे हमेशा एक फोकस में रहता है जब भी हम लोग डिप्लॉयमेंट प्लान बनाते हैं।
Preparations are also in place for polling in Sikkim, Tripura, Manipur and Assam on Thursday. Polling officials have reached their respective polling stations. The Election Commission has made preparations for free and fair polling in West Bengal, Maharashtra and Odisha on Thursday. In Uttarakhand, voters in all 5 Lok Sabha seats of Garhwal, Nainital, Haridwar, Almora and Tehri will be exercising their franchise. Among the key candidates in the fray are Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, General V.K. Singh, Mahesh Sharma, Hansraj Ahir and Kiren Rijiju. RLD Chief Ajit Singh, LGP leader Chirag Paswan, former Chief Minister of Uttarakhand Harish Rawat and Telangana CM KCR's daughter K. Kavitha are also in the fray. The stage is thus set for the first phase of polling for General Elections 2019 tomorrow, and all eyes will be on which way the voters would sway in this election. With Bureau Inputs, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
And that brings us to our In Focus tonight, which is Mandate 2019 stage set for Phase 1 voting. To talk about that, we have with us in the studio Praful Ketkar, senior journalist, and besides that, 3 of our correspondents are joining us from 3 different parts of the country. We have with us Nikhil, who's joining us from Raipur, Rama is joining us from Telangana, and from Gangtok in Sikkim, Lal Chandra is joining us. I'll begin with the guest in the studio. So, what do you make of the fact that in Phase 1, there are 91 Lok Sabha seats where voting will take place? Is it going to be a high-stakes battle considering the outcome that was there in the 2014 Lok Sabha votes?
It is certainly a high-stakes battle, and for both the sides. In 2014, it was Modi wave sort of, and it was more, high voltage campaign we had seen, but what we are seeing now is the counter campaign that has been happening for some time, and therefore it is more polarized voting, and in each state everybody is putting their best foot forward to make an impact in the electoral process. So we see a strong campaign strategies from every side, and therefore the allegations and counter allegations and the kind of campaigning we are seeing, not just through the election rallies, but what we are seeing even in social media, the writers and actors that are coming forward to make their voices count. But ultimately it is the voters. Tomorrow is the day. Since tomorrow onwards in 7 phases, the voter will be the king, and in these 91 constituencies in different states and 20 states and union territories, that will be very crucial, because this will set the momentum for upcoming phases.
Absolutely. So the voter will be the king in 7 phases, beginning with the first phase tomorrow. Nikhil, I'll come to you. You are in Raipur in the wake of the Naxal attack in which BJP MLA was killed. Is the Election Commission taking no chances really in terms of security preparations?
In fact, all elaborate arrangements have been made for the polling tomorrow, which is going to take place, which is going to start at 7 in the morning at some places, and it will move on till 3 o'clock at some places, at 4 constituencies at least, and till 5 o'clock for the rest of the 4 constituencies, assembly constituencies. I mean, the 8 constituencies. I'm talking about the Bastar Lok Sabha assembly, Lok Sabha seat. As far as security arrangements are concerned, more than 50 polling stations have been shifted to safe areas after this incident, so that people may not be terrorized. They may feel free to cast their votes. And as Nakulnar, the area which was the key place where yesterday the incident happened, Nakulnar and Shyamgiri, there was a prediction that the polling stations may be moved, but the polling stations are intact there, and elaborate security arrangements have also been made. Let me tell our viewers that there is an app, C-Tops, through which the polling parties could be tracked. It is GPS enabled, and the polling parties which will be moving after the elections or during the elections, they can be tracked through this GPS. The election commission, the officials of the election commission and the district administration can keep an eye over them, that if there is an hindrance, if there is some impediment in their movement, extra security and extra backup forces could be sent for their rescue and for their help. Other than this, if we talk about the people in Bastar, they are enthusiastic. They have faced such challenges before. So as far as I feel that they have faith in democracy, and they have come up, they have stood up earlier also in such incidents, and they have voted in large numbers. If we recall the last elections of 2014, around 60% voting was there, and especially the women power is a key factor here, because in Bastar the women are more in number as compared to men. And if we talk about the assembly elections, Munmun, they were only 1.5% behind in as far as voting is concerned. So the women are there in they will be a key factor. The voters are enthusiastic. They are not showing any heed to such incidents as far as elections are concerned, tomorrow's elections are concerned, because we have reports from the interior parts of Bastar. Even I have visited a place near Jagdalpur. It's a village named as Machkot, which is 35 kilometers from Jagdalpur. People, the women especially, they are very happy that they are getting an opportunity to vote for the central government. They will vote for development. They are going to vote for their future. And I'm very sure that tomorrow in large numbers, people, the tribals especially, would come out to vote in Bastar.
Absolutely. You're telling us that people are eager to vote in Bastar. And the Election Commission is also not taking any chances. There is adequate deployment of security personnel. An app for tracking polling personnel has also been launched, you are telling us. Well, Praful Ketkar, weighing on the importance of the Bastar Lok Sabha seat in the wake of the Maoist attack in which one BJP MLA was killed. We also remember that Indira Gandhi used to launch her campaign in Chhattisgarh from Bastar. And Bastar is also considered a bellwether seat, which means that the way Bastar votes, Chhattisgarh votes.
Yes, it is an important seat. It is also a very sensitive seat, and therefore yesterday's attack was not on the individual party or individual, that particular political group, but it was basically an attempt to derail the entire process of election and democracy. So it was basically meant for creating some kind of fear among voters. Generally, the Maoist terrorists try to, play such kind of games. They also give a call to the local voters not to participate in the elections, because they basically don't believe in democracy. But we have seen over the years that people come out, people participate in electioneering. So it is going to be a real test, and it is good that Election Commission didn't show any sign of bowing down before such forces, and they are going ahead with the elections. I'm sure that people will also respond positively.
Let's shift focus to the northeast now, from where Lal Chandra is joining us from Sikkim. Lal Chandra, there are certain challenges with regard to terrain and altitude that Election Commission would be facing in a place like Sikkim. What are those challenges, and how is the Election Commission going to deal with them this time around?
Well, first of all, if we see that what is the electoral history of the this northeastern state, we find that this is perhaps among the most peaceful states of India. So on that front, there is no challenge for Election Commission or for administration. But yes, the geographical condition of the state, yes, throws a challenge to Election Commission and administration, local administration. And I would like to point out one very specific thing. There is a polling station in Nathang which is at the altitude of 13,500 feet near the China border. So we can imagine that what kind of challenges, especially if we see the geographical condition of the state, is obviously in front of before the Election Commission and the local administration. And on other fronts, we have seen that there is adequate deployment of security personnel and polling staff in this state, and there are fair enough percentage, more than half of the youth voters in the state who are actually below 40 years, out of 4.25 lakhs of voters in the state, though small state but very significant, because there will be 1 Lok Sabha seat as well as 32 legislative assembly seats which will be polled tomorrow.
Lalchandra, considering that daylight hours are different in the entire northeast, including in Sikkim, are there any changes with regard to the polling timing? Because in the rest of the country it is from 7 AM to 6 PM. So what is the kind of timing for a state like Sikkim?
Well, here, as you mentioned rightly, that sun rises early and sun sets early also. So the polling time will be actually from 7 AM to 4 PM generally throughout the state. And if there will be, any kind of a special requirement in any particular area, then as we see that if somebody comes even up to 4 o'clock at the polling station, he or she will be allowed to cast his or her vote. That will be as usual. Election Commission has its provision.
Right. So let's talk about issues before the people of the Northeast with Praful Ketkar. Praful Ketkar, we've heard a lot about the Citizenship Amendment Bill and the NDA has made it clear that the bill will come in with a new form and there will be a bit to build a larger consensus with various NEDA partners. Having said that, there's a lot of development also which has taken place. That's what the people in general believe. Do you think that all these issues were reflected adequately in the campaign of various political parties, and are these the real issues that matter to the people of the Northeast?
They do matter, and but as political parties always try to do, they try to play around certain emotions or regional or the community based identities. So they tried to do that even in the Northeast. In Arunachal especially, we have seen recently that there were some attempts of spreading violence which was allegedly political motivated. But what has happened, the significant change that has taken place. Sikkim, as Lalchand rightly said, has been a very peaceful state, but strategically and politically very important, very close to China border. But in other states, especially states like Nagaland and Manipur, where though there are very less number of seats, they are very important. What we are seeing today in this particular election is that the narrative of insurgency, the narrative of violence, the narrative of oversensitive and very fearful atmosphere for electioneering, that is completely absent. The narrative of development somehow has taken roots there. It is taking some shape. They may be identifying their own issues of development, their own issues of region specific requirements, but it is taking shape now, and the kind of bridge building that is happening with the rest of India, that is going to play a very crucial role, not just politically but even for the culture and psychological terms in the long run, and this election is going to be very crucial in that respect.
In terms of alliance politics, how do you see the way various political parties have come together with BJP? In fact, the Congress also has managed to get some allies on board. INPT is there, then the NPF is there in Nagaland. With the BJP, we are looking at AGP, BPF in Assam, and there's NPP also in Arunachal Pradesh, though NPP is also contesting separately in Arunachal Pradesh. Now we are looking at two alliances in a way there. The BJP has ensured some strategic alliances with some political parties, and it is firmly also into certain alliances, and the Congress also has brought in some parties together. So would you say that this looks like an even contest?
See, it was looking, in fact, not even but more tilting against BJP till recently. But just before elections, BJP managed to get back all its allies. Northeast was always, it has been dominated by regional forces, and they have their own strengths and own hold over certain pockets of each state. BJP has built a larger platform called NEDA, and I think the leadership there, they have picked up the way national leadership is coordinating with it. That is playing a critical role. How far Congress is, because this is one area where BJP proudly claims that we have virtually turned it Congress Mukt. Now for Congress, the challenging parties to again register its presence either solely or with allies. So in Lok Sabha, especially the two states where assembly elections are taking place. Now take case of Arunachal, for example. There already BJP has backed without even contesting unopposed 2 to 3 seats. So those assembly elections are going to be also very crucial, because it is simultaneously taking place with the Lok Sabha polls. I think that they are going to decide the future shape of the politics in Northeast.
So, Lalchandra, since in Sikkim, like our guest pointed out, it's not just about one Lok Sabha seat, it's also about 32 assembly constituencies. So, do you see various political parties putting up a strong fight to the SDF, because Pawan Chamling has been ruling there for 25 years already?
Well, Munmun, we know that Pawan Chamling is ruling for last 25 years. SDF is in power actually, and though he didn't face a strong challenge in past, but this time we find that there is two regional players actually. SKM, that is Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, led by Mr. P.S. Gole, who was actually in Chamling cabinet, and now he has founded SKM. Last time they won 10 seats out of 32 seats, so we should keep into mind, and this time they are actually raising the issue of corruption against Mr. Chamling. And the third player is of course Hamro Sikkim party, which is founded by the renowned footballer Baichung Bhutia. So P.S. Gole is trying to make a goal, and the striker Baichung Bhutia is also trying to make a goal, and the defender is Mr. Chamling. So very interesting politics actually at regional level, and there are two national players also who are trying to open their account, the BJP and Congress. Munmun?
Absolutely. So an interesting contest it is going to be in Sikkim as well, and Rama continues to be with us from Telangana. Rama, in Telangana it is a three-cornered contest, but is the Election Commission taking some first-time initiatives this time around to encourage voter turnout and to facilitate voters across sections of society?
Many steps have been taken, different meetings were held, a portal is there, na voter, na means me in Telugu, mera vote, and so all the voters, they can log into the portal, they can know the nearest polling station, and they can special arrangements are for Divyangs, special arrangements are for senior citizens, and special pick and drop facilities are available, and they can arrange pick and drop facilities which are facilitated by Election Commission, and they can get also, and C-Vigil voter app is also there. If somewhere or something is going wrong, so they can file a complaint also. Apart from the different icons, different session with icons were arranged by Election Commission to make aware youth voters, because 8 to 9 lakh voters are new voters this time, and in urban areas comparatively less polling percentage remains. So to increase that, many steps have been taken, and the polling day, working day has been chosen this time. Earlier, although the polling percentage was more than 70%, I'm talking about last assembly election, but in urban areas the voting percentage was less. And the reason was according to Election Commission, because that was a holiday, so people in hectic schedule, they went for their leisure time and they went for holiday. So this time they have chosen a working day, and that day is announced as a paid holiday. So these are various steps, and many apart from their voter card, many other 11 documents are available. And one most important point, Munmun, this time Election Commission is going to create a history, because all eyes are on Nizamabad seat, where 185 candidates have filed their nominations. And earlier also these kind of elections were held, but they were held by ballot papers, and first times now they are it going to happen by EVMs. So it is also, it was a challenging job, and Election Commission has made it very easy by arrangement. So it is very interesting election this time here.
Absolutely. Well, Praful Ketkar, are the stakes high? It's three-cornered contest in Telangana between BJP, Congress and KCR.
See, Telangana, the regional identity was a crucial, factor when the state was separately carved out from Andhra Pradesh, and that clearly reflected in the last Lok Sabha elections as well as the recently had assembly elections. So we have seen that regional identity and regional aspirations, because the state has, the people have fought for a long time against the issue of regional disparity. So the development and the agrarian issue, along with the the issues related to water supply, that is going to be crucial in this election. How far KCR holds the ground, and how far BJP or Congress are in a position to give a dent to that dominance, virtual dominance that he has shown even in the assembly election, that is going to be the key factor. His entire family is virtually contesting this time. In assembly also we have seen that complete family showing the strength. So as of now, it doesn't look like any formidable face against him, but there are certain voices and certain groups who are coming up on the issues of participation, development, democratic process reaching up to the grassroots level, and also on the issue of corruption. So how far BJP and Congress is able to take benefit of it and actually galvanize voters,
absolutely, that
it's to be seen in Telangana.
That's all the time that we have for this. Thank you, Praful Ketkar, and to all the three reporters, Lal Chandra Rama as well as Nikhil, for having joined us on Newsnight tonight. And that was about the elections, but for now we'll take a breather and be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Informative, incisive, intensive. Get your daily dose of news and analysis in English Newsnight every weekday at 9 p.m. on DD India. Channel number 620 on Tata Sky, 199 on Dish TV, 150 on Airtel, 28 on UCN and 395 on Videocon D2H.
An eye on big news of...
Welcome back. In the Rafale case, the Supreme Court allowed the plea relying on leaked documents receiving review of its Rafale judgment and dismissed the government's preliminary objections, claiming privilege over them. A three-judge bench delivered two separate but unanimous verdicts rejecting the objections raised by the centre that those documents were not admissible as evidence under Section 123 of the Indian Evidence Act, and no one can produce them in court without the permission of the department concerned, as those documents are also protected under the Official Secrets Act. The centre had submitted that the three privileged documents were unauthorizedly removed from the Defence Ministry and used by the petitioners to support their review petitions against the 14th December 2018 judgment of the Apex Court, which dismissed all pleas challenging the procurement of 36 Rafale fighter jets from France. While Congress termed this as the first step to justice, BJP lashed out at Congress President Rahul Gandhi for his interpretation of the Supreme Court's decision.
Supreme Court has taken the first step in the justice towards Rafale, and a joint parliamentary committee would be the final step. It is now clear that the first step of justice has been taken.
The Supreme Court has said, in view of our findings, I quote here, in view of our findings on all three aspects, which I had said earlier, price, process, offset. In view of our findings on all three aspects and having heard the matter in detail, we find no reason for any intervention by this court on the sensitive issue of the purchase of 36 defense aircrafts by the Indian government. Perception of individuals cannot be the basis of a fishing and roving inquiry by this court, especially in such matters.
The Election Commission of India has said that no biopic material which is related to any political or individual entity should be displayed in electronic media, including cinema, during the operation of the Model Code of Conduct. The Commission issued the order today after examining complaints related to films like NTR Lakshmi, PM Narendra Modi and Udyamma Simham. The Commission further added that any poster or publicity material of such certified content should not be put on display in electronic media. The Commission has also banned the display of posters or any publicity material in print media in the areas where the Model Code of Conduct is in force. The Commission has decided to constitute a committee headed by a retired Justice of Supreme Court or a retired Chief Justice of any High Court to look into any violations in the use of cinematograph material. A look now at news from regions in Regional Roundup.
The Supreme Court today refused to grant bail to RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav in the fodder scam case. He is serving a 14-year term in the case. Lalu Yadav had appealed to the court regarding his 24-month-long imprisonment, which the court rejected. In Mumbai, Naval Investiture Ceremony 2019 was held today at helicopter base INS Shikra of Western Naval Command. In the ceremony, Admiral Sunil Lanba, Chief of Naval Staff, conferred gallantry and non-gallantry awards announced on Republic Day this year. Special Task Force of Uttar Pradesh Police arrested 9 members of an IPL betting racket in Prayagraj. In the operation, more than 30 lakh rupees in cash and 375 Emirati dirhams were recovered. Police also arrested 5 from Kanpur and 3 from Varanasi. Ahead of polls in Andhra Pradesh, police today recovered 1 crore 90 lakh rupees in cash from a lorry carrying cement bags in Vijayawada rural Krishna district. The lorry driver was detained and investigations ordered. In Telangana's Narayanpet district, 10 workers including several women lost their lives and one was injured after a huge mound of mud fell on them in Marikal. The dead bodies were shifted to the local government hospital for post-mortem. The injured have also been shifted to hospital for treatment.
In international news, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to hold office for the 5th term after a neck-to-neck competition with centrist leader Benny Gantz. The No party has secured a majority in the 120-member Knesset, but the exit polls showed that Netanyahu is in a stronger position to form a coalition government along with right-wing factions. Post the announcement of the results, Netanyahu will only not secure office for the 5th term, but also become the longest-serving Prime Minister of Israel.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is all set for his record 5th term. His Likud party is expected to finish with a similar number of seats as ex-military chief Benny Gantz centrist Blue and White Alliance. But Likud and right-wing allies are set to be the largest bloc with 65 seats in the 120-seat Knesset. Post the election results, Benjamin Netanyahu expressed his joy, calling it a night of colossal victory.
It is a night of colossal victory. Colossal. I am very moved that the people of Israel put their trust in me again for the 5th time, a greater trust even. I intend to quickly finish the work in order to form a national, stable government.
Netanyahu's rival Benny Gantz too claims his party's achievement is historic.
I repeat and emphasize, this is a historic achievement. Never was such a big party, so significant, with so many good people formed in so little time. The people speak to us, the people ask for a different path, and we are going to provide it.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated his Israeli counterpart on the victory. He said in a tweet, "My dear friend Bibi, congratulations. You are a great friend of India and I look forward to continuing to work with you to take our bilateral partnership to new heights." The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange's main indices opened up 0.5% on Wednesday after results indicated that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has won another term. The election result means that Netanyahu could become Israel's longest-serving Prime Minister, overtaking Israel's founding father, David Ben-Gurion. Bureau Report, DD India.
British Prime Minister Theresa May is in Brussels for an emergency summit with EU leaders in Brussels. As she walked into the summit, she said that she is pushing for a flexible Brexit delay that would still allow the UK to leave the EU before May's European elections.
I and the government continue to work to find a way forward. We've been talking with the opposition. Those have been serious, constructive talks. They will continue tomorrow. The purpose of this summit is to agree an extension which gives us more time to agree a deal to enable us to leave the EU in that smooth and orderly way. And what
Other leaders, including German Chancellor Angela Merkel, are also arriving as we speak. She has supported May's request for an extension till 30th June. Yesterday, the two leaders met in Berlin. Prime Minister of Latvia has said that it is up to the Brits to decide what happens next. The options include a no-deal Brexit, leaving under the terms of the current Brexit deal, or revoking Article 50 and cancelling Brexit altogether.
It's up to the Brits to decide. Today we'll be speaking about it, but it's not our decision. We already have an offer on the table in terms of the withdrawal agreement. It's up for the Brits to decide what it is that they want. If they need a little more time, I think it's reasonable to discuss what that would be.
For the first time in the history of space research, astronomers have been able to take a picture of a black hole which is located in a distant galaxy. The image, which has been captured by a network of 8 telescopes across the world, shows an intensely bright ring of fire surrounding a perfectly circular dark hole. According to some scientists, the black hole is located 500 million trillion kilometers away. Terming it as a remarkable achievement in the field of astrophysics, astrophysicist and project director Shepard Doleman said that the image is the strongest evidence of the existence of black holes.
We have seen and taken a picture of a black hole. This is a remarkable achievement. What you're seeing here is the last photon orbit. What you are seeing is evidence of an event horizon. By laying a ruler across this black hole, we now have visual evidence for a black hole. We now know clearly that black holes drive large-scale structure in the universe from their home in these galaxies. And we now have an entirely new way of studying general relativity in black holes that we never had before. And as with all great discoveries, this is just the beginning.
Meanwhile, post the deadly shooting attack on the 2 Christchurch mosques that killed 50 people, New Zealand Parliament on Wednesday voted to change gun laws. The gun reform bill was passed by the Parliament with a majority of 119 to 1. It is now due to receive royal assent from the Governor-General before it becomes law. Listen to what PM Jacinda Ardern had to say in Parliament.
I could not fathom how weapons that could cause such destruction and large-scale death could have been obtained legally in this country. I could not fathom that.
In a statement marking the 100th anniversary of the massacre, British Prime Minister Theresa May on Wednesday described the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar as a shameful scar on British-Indian history, but stopped short of a formal apology sought by a cross-section of Parliament in previous debates. In a statement, she said the tragedy of Jallianwala Bagh of 1919 is a shameful one. She called it a shameful scar in British Indian history, as Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II said before visiting Jallianwala Bagh in 1997. It is a distressing example of our past history with India. We deeply regret what happened and the suffering caused. I am pleased that today the UK-India relationship is one of collaboration, partnership, prosperity and security. The Indian diaspora make an enormous contribution to British society, and I am sure the whole House wishes to see the UK's relationship with India continue to flourish. May's statement comes a day after British MPs at Westminster Hall of the Parliament complex debated the issue of a formal apology for the 13th April 1919 massacre to mark its centenary this Saturday. The massacre took place in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar on Baisakhi in April 1919, when the British Indian Army troops under the command of Colonel Reginald Dyer fired machine guns at a crowd of people holding a pro-independence demonstration. According to British government records, 379 people, including men, women and children, were killed and 1,200 were injured in the firing. Theresa May saying, we deeply regret the suffering caused and stopping short of a formal apology on Jallianwala Bagh massacre at the same time. That's it then in Newsnight tonight, but don't forget to watch our mega election coverage tomorrow all day on DD News in Phase 1 of polling. 23 reporters in 20 states and union territories will be bringing to you minute-by-minute updates on the polling as it progresses from 7 a.m. tomorrow. So DD News will bring non-stop coverage of the elections from 7 in the morning all day. You can watch the polling updates through the day on DD News.